The Judeo-Christian tradition of freedom is a threat to those in government who want to control you. Americans of faith are fighting back against the tyranny of the left. Joining me now to discuss, two such Americans, founder of WeTheCounty.org, Michael Dennis Smith. Also joining me, president of Summit Ministries and host of the Dr. Jeff Show, Dr. Jeff Myers. Mr. Smith, we'll begin with you. Folks are constantly asking me, how can we fight back? How can we fight back against the pro-criminal big government poverty pushers on the American left? How are you fighting back against Michigan's Governor Whitmer?
Well, we decided to get together and form We the County because we know each county is somewhat autonomous, and it needs to be a grassroots movement because your voice at the local level can have a huge impact. So we're trying to encourage people to get involved by being a delegate, being on school boards, being on county boards, because at the local level, we can have a huge impact to have our voice heard and stand up for our constitutional rights.
Dr. Myers, why is it the Judeo-Christian ethic, the tradition, is such a threat to the pushers of socialism and collectivism in the Democrat Party?
Chris, if you go back even before you get to issues like socialism, you have there's now the tipping point in America where the majority of people believe that truth is up to the individual rather than truth really exists and can be discovered. So before politics, you have this question of truth. So if truth is up to the individual, then whatever I feel is true for me is what I make all of my decisions based on. Our founders didn't do it that way, Chris. They started with principles. We hold these truths to be self-evident. They went on to policies that made sense, like having a government with three different parts that could balance each other. And then they dealt with the personalities of the people involved. We're so personality driven in our culture today. It's going to be very difficult unless we can retrain ourselves to think better as citizens.
And there's a scary look at what might be ahead of us. The country of Finland is allegedly a democracy with freedom of speech, we're told, and religion outlined in their constitution. But Finnish members of parliament are now facing 2 years in prison. Why? For expressing their religious views. Michael, aren't those who believe that men should serve God the biggest threat to government apparatchiks who believe men ought to be serving government?
Well, it is a huge concern what's happening in Finland right now because they're basically trying to make the Bible hate speech. And so for those of us of faith, this is very concerning because the Bible is about the love of God and loving and caring about people, not hating people. And the prosecuting attorney in this case over in Finland said that you can quote a Bible verse, but if it's something that anyone would take an offense to or feel threatened by it, you can't. And so that is open to a lot of debate and basically shuts down our right to say what we feel the scripture says.
Well, exactly right. And that goes for free speech of all things. I mean, you don't fight free speech that you don't like with censorship. You fight it with more free speech. Dr. Myers, there are people probably watching us right now say, none of this could ever happen in the United States. What would you say to them?
Well, it can happen here. It already is beginning to happen here. We now have more than 50% of the people in the United States who've said they would rewrite the First Amendment to change the rules about free speech and about freedom of religion. There are three things you've got to keep in mind. First of all, countries that protect religious freedom are the ones that do a good job protecting other freedoms. If religious freedom falls, political and economic freedom will fall. The second thing to remember for all Americans is the government does not give you your rights. The government only secures the rights that are given to you by God. And the third thing to remember is the government cannot and never should be able to tell you what to believe about God.
That is so fundamental to the American experience. And I think if you guys take away out there in the audience, anything that we've talked about today, take away this, that any legitimate government, this is what we Americans believe, any legitimate government protects the rights that are given to you by God. Anybody else, China's government, Cuba's government, Venezuela's government, are illegitimate as far as we Americans are concerned, real Americans are concerned, because they do not protect your God-given rights. Michael Dennis Smith, Dr. Jeff Myers, gentlemen, it is a pleasure. Thank you very much for sharing some time today on a Friday.